Chapter 49. For the leader, a psalm of the sons of Korah. Hear this, all you peoples. Give ear, all you inhabitants of the world, both low and high, rich and poor together. My mouth shall speak wisdom, and the meditation of my heart shall be understanding. I will incline my ear to a parable. I will open my dark saying upon the harp. Wherefore should I fear in the days of evil, when the iniquity of my supplianters compasseth me about, of them that trust in their wealth, and boast themselves in the multitude of their riches? No man can by any means redeem his brother, nor give to God a ransom for him. For too costly is the redemption of their soul, and must be let alone forever, that he should still live alway, that he should not see the pit. For he sees that the wise men die, the fool and the brutish together perish, and leave their wealth to others. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names, but man abides not in honor. He is like the beasts that perish. This is the way of them that are foolish, and of those who after them approve their saying, Selah. Like sheep they are appointed for the nether world. Death shall be their shepherd. And the upright shall have dominion over them in the morning, and their form shall be for the nether world to wear away, that there be no habitation for it. But God will redeem my soul from the power of the nether world. He shall receive me, Selah. Be not you afraid when one waxes rich, when the wealth of his house is increased. For when he dies he shall carry nothing away. His wealth shall not descend after him. Though while he lived he blessed his soul. Men will praise you when you shall do well to yourself. It shall go to the generation of his fathers. They shall never see the light. Man that is in honor understands not. He is like the beasts that perish. All right, let's go back up to verse 1. Now we have once again a little for the leader. A song, a psalm of the sons of Korah. Once again, these sons of Korah. Korah means the bald, and these sons are those that's had the glory removed. They've learned the lesson. They understand. They've been brought down, stood back up. God said, I'm going to bring you low, and then you'll know what lifting up is. First, we got to get you on the bottom and rub you around a little bit. I'm going to pick it up here in verse 2. Hear this, all you peoples. Give ear, all you inhabitants of the world. Listen up. Little word for the wise here. All you people. And this is all means it's inclusive of everybody. There is nobody exempt. Not one. And give ear, listen up. That's twice. All you inhabitants of the world. Why? Because it's everybody. It's not just this nation. It's not just that nation. It's just not just this neighborhood or that neighborhood or this group of people or that group of people. It's everybody. 3, both low and high, rich and poor together. That's low and high. And because men make distinction in low and high. Really, there is no such thing. You're all born naked, and you're all going back to the dirt. There is no distinction in the middle. We have the understanding of man, see, and that one man is more important than another. Well, it's not. That's not right. See, everybody is of equal importance, and that's from the guy scrubbing the floor, or the woman scrubbing the floor, the person scrubbing the floor, to the guy who is over all the world, if there is any. It doesn't matter. Rich and poor. Don't matter if you're rich or if you're poor. You're equal in the understanding of God. You're equal in the eyes of God. You either do right or you do wrong. You're always caught up in your decision. We'll find out, though. It's easier to know God when you're in oppression. It's easier to know God when you're in lack. It's easier to know God when you're suffering. Why? Because you need help, and this is the one you call out for it. 4, my mouth shall speak wisdom, and the meditation of my heart shall be understanding. My mouth shall speak wisdom. This it pours out. It's gonna there's going to be some wisdom in it. There's going to be some understanding in it. The meditation of my heart, or the utterance of my heart. My heart is that within me. It's my earnest expectations. It's the desire of. And this is the understanding. 5. I will incline mine ear to a parable. I will open my dark saying upon the harp. I will incline mine ear to a parable. I'm going to listen to the parable now, or listen to this parable, because I'm going to open my dark saying upon the harp. This dark saying, there's no light in it. Why, we're going to find out. It's about the pit and not being able to rightfully discern between the pit and staying out of it. See, by choosing to do the right thing, there's sometimes it's a little easier for others than some. This dark saying upon the harp, and the harp is that which makes those twanging sounds. It calls to remembrance of God, and it's kind of like some music that we're playing for God. You can make a little music for God. 6. Wherefore should I fear in the days of evil, when the iniquity of my supplanters compasseth me about? Why should I fear in the days of evil? Why should I have a problem? See, I've got an understanding of the law. I've got the knowledge of God. I've got the wisdom God give me, the understanding. Why should I be afraid? When the perversions of the supplanters compass me about, when the perversion, this iniquity, the twistings of understandings of these supplanters. A supplanter is somebody comes in, takes over something that ain't his. He kind of takes over something that don't even belong to him. Thinks and there wasn't nobody running it. Well, it was, but it just didn't need much help. It sure didn't need your help. 7. Of them that trust in their wealth and boast themselves in the multitude of their riches. These are those that trust in their wealth. They trust in their gains they got for theirself. See, they don't consider where they might have come from. They boast themselves in the multitude of their riches, even in the abundance of it. They say, well, I'm not only rich here, I'm rich there, rich everywhere, I'm rich everywhere. We'll see. 8. No man can by any means redeem his brother, nor give God a ransom for him. No man by any means can redeem his brother or give God a ransom. So there's no price you can pay to get your brother off the hook. See, money won't do it. Money won't do it. Why? Why won't money redeem you? For it's too costly. Too costly is the redemption of their soul, and must be let alone forever. See, this is kind of a little insertion here into what's being said about this. No man can redeem his brother. But it is too costly. Man will do well to pay the price for his own sin. Man will do well to repent for his own sin. See, God said, the soul that sins, that soul shall die. The soul that turns from his sin, that soul shall live. Turn. Turn. It's a very simple thing. Turn. Find out what the law is. Find out what the definition of sin is and quit doing it. 10. That he should still live always, that he should not see the pit. There's no man can offer any means to redeem his brother. Give ransom for him that he should still live, that he should not see the pit. There ain't no price you can pay to keep him out of the grave. There ain't no price you can pay to keep him out of this nether world, this world below. We'll find out it's too late. He's already here. 11. For he sees that the wise men die, and the fool and the brutish together perish, and leave their wealth to others. He can see this. He can see these things. The fool and the brutish together perish. This fool and this brutish are almost the same thing. The fool is just someone who just foolish, do stupid things, don't think, don't do nothing. This brutish person, that's that person who, he knows how he is, but he thinks that's the right way to be. Well, it's not. See, when we see error, we're supposed to turn, not take part in it. They all leave their wealth to others. In other words, this is something that's very well known. Ain't nobody taking nothing with them. So, 12, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. So their thought is, well, I'll make my house dwell forever. I can't be here forever, so I'm going to make my house dwell forever. I'll cause this to continue, these dwelling places, for all the generations. See, for all those that will come after me. And they call their lands after their own names to remind those of future generations, I was here. I did this. I left this, see, to bring acknowledgement, to bring honor. But we'll find out when you die, you've got no control over nothing. You have no control over nothing. The Lord could cut you off, your whole seed, the next day. And what would you know about it? 13. But man abides not in honor. He is like the beasts that perish. Men don't abide in honor, the honorable thing. They don't do what's honorable. We'll find out. There's a little something you can leave, but money ain't going to be what's going to help anybody. Money ain't going to be anything we should hand down. God said we should teach the law, teach the understanding God give, the Torah, to our children. Now there's a worthy inheritance. There's something that's going to do you some good. See, because if you hand down all the wealth in the world to the next generation, he ain't got no understanding that God give him. What good's it going to do when he squanders it away? 14. This is the way of them that are foolish, and of those who after them approve their sayings. Selah. This is the way of the foolish. They got no honor. They don't know no better. They don't think about it. And all those that approve their sayings, all those that oppose them, all those that think they're right. Yeah, that's the right thing to do. It ain't going to get you nowhere, though. It ain't going to get you nowhere. You're not getting anywhere by that understanding. 15. Like sheep, they are appointed for the netherworld. Death shall be their shepherd, and the upright shall have dominion over them in the morning. And the form shall be for the netherworld to wear away, that there be no habitation for it. And like the sheep, led, are they appointed for the netherworld? Are they appointed for this world that is below? The netherworld means the lower world. And that means there's two worlds. We have an upper world, we have a lower world. The God is God of both, though. See, because there's only one God. There's only one existing one. There's only one Almighty. He is not only God of heaven, he is God of Sheol as well. See that? And that's the place of death. God said, I'm going to rule there. And God set his temple there. And death is their shepherd. That's where they're called. That's what they're being done. See, if you're in sin, you're dead. You're being led by these things. But death's saying something to you. Death's trying to tell you something before you die, that you should turn. But we'll find out this dominion, the upright shall have dominion over them in the morning. The upright, the just, the righteous. This who is, when the understanding comes in the morning, it's like when you wake up, see, you're finally going to have some understanding that it's the upright, it's the just. They have dominion. In the netherworld, it wears away the death. Why? So there won't be no habitation for it. So there ain't going to be no place for it. As long as there's a place for death, it remains. See, we have to take that place of death away. God says what death is. He said, in the day when you sin, you die. When you sin, you die. And the soul that sins shall die. See? And the soul that turns, that soul shall live. 16. But God will redeem my soul from the power of the netherworld, for he shall receive me. Selah. God will redeem my soul from the power of the netherworld, from the power of this netherworld. This is the place where death exists. It don't exist where God is. See, and to redeem me from the netherworld, that world below, this world. That's this world we're walking in. See, this is the kind of the world of the walking dead, you might say. They walk around. You say, well, they're not dead. Well, they are dead. They're caught up in sin. They're caught up in wickedness and evilness. That's death. See, that is death. 17. Be not you afraid when one waxes rich, when the wealth of his house is increased. Don't let that bother you, in other words. Don't be afraid. It ain't going to do him no good. That's just money. That's something men have put a value on. God never made no value on any of that. Value is placed on the understanding of God. 18. For when he dies, he shall carry nothing away. His wealth shall not descend after him. For when he dies, that's when he goes down into the hole. See, this is the place of the pit, and that's the pit. That's the one that's going to be hard to get out. We'll find, though, God has power. God has power there. But he ain't taking his money with him. Why? Ain't going to do him no good where he's going. It ain't like he's going to the great merchant city where he can buy everything with all of his treasures. 19. Though while he lived he blessed his soul, men will praise you when you shall do well to yourself. Though while he lived he blessed his soul. Oh, he had it good while he's alive. Yeah, he had money and all this, and everybody thought he was the greatest. Well, men they'll do that for you when you do well for yourself. We'll find out they don't exalt the lowly. They don't exalt the poor. They don't look up to them at all. 20. It shall go to the generation of his fathers. They shall never see the light. Yep, that's where it went. To the generation of his fathers. Where's his father? In the grave. See, that's where it goes. It goes to the grave. It's good for nothing. They'll never see the light. Never see the light means you're never going to get any understanding. Why? Well, you're in great honor. You think you're the greatest already. You've done exalted yourself. You've done got yourself to the top of the tree, so to speak. Wrong tree. Wrong tree. Wrong tree. 21. Man that is in honor understands not. He is like the beasts that perish. Man that is in honor. These ones that are exalted. Oh, you're the greatest. Yo, he's the wisest one. Oh, he's important. I don't know about all that. How important are you? What do you do that makes yourself important? What does you do that makes yourself more important than some other living soul? We all have a job to do. Like the ants, we're all doing our job. Who's the one over the most? We'll find out. These ones that are lifted in honor, they have a hard time coming to great understanding. Why? Well, because they're so important. Because they're so exalted. They think they're all that already. And you can't be all that if you're already all that. And kind of that's the way it works. We get caught up in our boastings. We get caught up in our pride. Oh, I'm very important. Everybody depends on me. Well, the greatest gift we can give somebody is independence. That means to not need you. See? And then if we're doing that now, that's we try to make others like us. We don't try to secure a position for ourselves. We shouldn't be worried about our position. We're going to move forward. Psalms 50. Turn and return.